Namaste, and welcome to our continuing series, Terminology in the Integral Yoga. Today, Consecration, Part 2, from Sri Aurobindo. This yoga implies not only the realization of God, but an entire consecration and change of the inner and outer life till it is fit to manifest a divine consciousness and become part of a divine work. This means an inner discipline far more exacting and difficult than mere ethical and physical austerities. One must not enter on this path, far vaster and more arduous than most ways of yoga, unless one is sure of the psychic call and of one's readiness to go through to the end. The coming up of the word consecration is also a familiar phenomenon of these experiences. It is what I call the voice of the psychic, an intimation from his own soul to the mind as to what it wants him to do. Now he has to accept it, for the ascent of the nature of the outward man to the inner voice is necessary so that it may be effective. He is standing at the turning point and has been given an indication of the new road his inner being, the Antaratman, wants him to follow. But, as I say, the ascent of his mind and vital is necessary. If he can decide to consecrate, he must make the sarkalpa of consecration, offer himself to the divine, and call for the help and the guidance. If he is not able to do that at once, let him wait and see, but keeping himself open, as it were, to the continuation and development of the experience that has begun, till it becomes definitely imperative to his own feeling. He will receive help, and if he becomes conscious of it, then there can be no further question. It will be easy for him to proceed on the way. Talk of surrender, or a mere idea or tepid wish for integral consecration, will not do. There must be the push for a radical and total change. Surrender everything. Reject all other desires or interests. Call on the divine Shakti to open the vital nature and bring down calm, peace, light, ananda into all the centers. Aspire. Await with faith and patience the result. All depends on a complete sincerity and an integral consecration and aspiration. From the Letters on Yoga. Vital consecration means offering and making sacred to the Mother, so that the whole vital nature may belong to her and not to the lower nature. It, vital consecration, is to offer all the vital nature and its movements to the divine, so that it may be purified, and only the true movements in consonance with the divine will may be there, and all egoistic desires and impulses disappear. Letters on Yoga, Volume 24. Not the satisfaction of these vital clamors, nor either an ascetic retirement is the true solution, but the surrender of the vital being to the divine, and a single-minded consecration to the supreme truth, into which desire and demand cannot enter. For the nature of the supreme truth is light and ananda, and where desire and demand are, there can be no ananda. It is not disappearance of the old ego reactions in the Prakriti. The Purusha has to get rid of these by a process of constant rejection and remolding. The remolding consists in throwing everything into a consecration to the Mother, and doing all for her without regard to oneself, one's desires, opinions, vital reactions, as if they were the things to be fulfilled. Letters on Yoga, Volume 24. Now, from the Mother. Consecration is the consummation, when the light has illuminated all the parts of your being, with a central will acting on the feelings, impulses, thoughts, emotions, activities, directing them always towards the divine. And when you move no more from darkness to light, or from falsehood to truth, or from misery to happiness, but from light to more light, from truth to greater truth, from happiness to increasing happiness. It is in a sincere consecration to the divine that we can find relief from our too human sufferings. The quiet mind one gets through meditation is indeed of short duration. For as soon as you come out from meditation, you come out at the same time from the quietness of mind. The true, lasting quietness in the vital and the physical, as well as in the mind, comes from a complete consecration to the divine. For when you can no more call anything, not even yourself, yours, when everything, including your body, sensations, feelings, and thoughts, belongs to the divine takes the entire responsibility of all, and you have nothing more to worry about. A sincere consecration of all you are and all you do is, for the sadhana, much more effective than meditation. True love and consecration lead much quicker to the divine than an arduous tapasya. 26 April 1937. Words of the Mother, Volume 14. One can, if one wants to split hairs. As it is said, one can make a distinction between self-giving, consecration, and offering. These are three. They may be three different phases. But that is if truly one wants to create complications. Because in writing, as I said, one can very well use one word in place of another, according to the rhythm of the sentence, and this keeps the meaning intact. For if you want to make a distinction, you are immediately obliged to put adjectives, aren't you? Take the word in itself: self-giving, offering, consecration. Now, if you want to make a distinction, you say a total consecration, a partial self-giving. You see, you are obliged to use adjectives. They are synonyms. Questions and Answers, Volume 6. And so, after all, one doesn't care a rap for obstacles and difficulties. What can that do to you? It doesn't count. One laughs at time also. What does it matter to you if it takes long? For a much longer time you will have the joy of aspiration, of consecration, of self-giving. For this is the one true joy. And this joy fades away when there is something egoistic, and because there is a demand, which one calls a need, which is mixed in the consecration. Otherwise the joy never disappears. It is with the sense of separation that pain, suffering, misery, ignorance, and all incapacities have come. It is with an absolute self-giving, self-forgetfulness, in a total consecration, that suffering disappears and is replaced by a joy which nothing can veil. Questions and Answers, Volume 7.